We got the surveillance video for the Venus Williams fatal car crash that she was in on June 9th, and it tells a story and does raise a couple of questions. So we're going to show you this and walk you through it. Take a look at the video. You are going to see Venus's SUV. That's it right there. You see it going into an intersection. It stops, waits for that car to pass, and then all of a sudden that car going perpendicular slams into it. So the Hyundai that is going in the opposite direction slams into Venus's SUV. Now, the people in the Hyundai had said Venus blew a red light, but the cops are telling us, even though you can't see the video from the light from here, the cops are saying that when Venus entered the intersection, she had a green. But
she only stopped because of is a Nissan that went across her in the other direction, made a left turn in front of her, so she had to stop to give that car the right of way.
So here's the complication, that when you enter an intersection, you do have a right to pass through as long as you enter before the light turns red. So apparently what Venus is thinking is she entered on a green, it turns red before she's able to keep moving, but then she decides she's going to speed through and pass, so even though she's on a red light.
Why, I'm trying to remember, in the right of way, wouldn't Venus, the car that turned in front of her, that car violated the right of way.
That's
Venus,
right.
Yeah, guys, Venus should have the right of way.
I don't mean to make light of this at all, but I feel like Venus was almost too courteous in the road here because she should have been more aggressive in trying to clear that intersection instead of stopping for the Nissan that made the left in front of her. That's not the Nissan's right of way, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And because she was so courteous and stopped, it really screwed up the flow here, and that's what ended up ultimately causing the crash.
But here's the problem, Evan, with that. Here is the problem with that from the Hyundai's point of view, that if the Hyundai sees there is a car that was in the intersection before the light turned red, then technically, now, and again, we don't see the whole thing here, but typically, when somebody is in an intersection, even though you have a green, you have to let them get through before you continue on.
Right.
And that's an issue here.
Because the attorneys for the people in the Barsons who are in the Hyundai will say they had no reason, they didn't know Venus was going to be in the middle of that intersection.
Well, but they saw, but Venus was in the intersection when she waited for that car to turn left.
But the light had turned red by the time she starts going through the intersection.
Once you're, she was in the intersection on the green.
Yes, in the middle of the intersection, in a place where the Barsons would not be able to see them. The Barsons were on the outside lane, on the right lane of that other road.
Well, but the thing is, you're supposed to make sure before you go into an intersection, even on a green, that the coast is clear. And if they were going 25 miles an hour, and Venus is in that intersection and has a right to get through, well, then, she has an argument that
the question becomes, do the Barsons have an opportunity to actually see her vehicle?
Well, when you're going to an intersection,
the problem with this video that it doesn't show is that we can't see the traffic light. Guys, but what the police are saying is that
the police are saying she started on a green, and when she gets in the intersection, she has a right to pass.
But one thing's for sure after seeing this video, it just reinforced my belief this is a genuine accident, nothing malicious.
Oh no, nobody ever said.
Right, and that's why she hasn't faced any criminal charges.
And Evan, the real issue we had was the Barsons said that she blew the red light, but the cops are saying she didn't. The complication is the stopping so the car can turn, and then they continue on. And I think it's going to be a horse race, frankly, on who's at fault here, because there is an argument that once you're in, you have a right to get through, and anybody else has a duty to view the whole intersection before they go even on a green. So anyway, to be continued.